Hello everybody, DJ Stosh is back with another video. It's been a while since I made one. I haven't really had any huge garage sale stashes like in the last couple of videos, but I did find some really good stuff in the past month or a month and a half. I can't remember how many weeks it's been, but at any rate, I've been to a lot of little stores. I've been to some flea markets, some people's houses, and found some interesting things. So I'm just going to go through and show what I found. So I took some notes about where I found each one of these. The first was in Taylorsville, North Carolina. I was at an indoor antique mall there called Treasure Cove Antiques and Collectibles. Really nice place. They had little pockets of vinyl stashed throughout the store, which is pretty commonplace for these indoor antique malls. This was in North Carolina. Usually I go hit these in Florida, and I've had some really good success in Florida. So at this particular place, Treasure Cove, I found a nice copy of the Outland soundtrack with the shrink wrap still on it. That was $4. And another stall, actually, sorry about that. The same stall, I found this nice Esquivel record, Strings of Flame on RCA Victor. Really good condition. I haven't played it or cleaned it yet. It's a little bit dusty, so looking forward to playing that. I have a couple of other Esquivel records. I'm always on the lookout for his stuff, space age, lounge, exotica type music. At another booth there, I found a couple of rock albums. I found a copy of Yes Tormato, still in the shrink, which oddly enough does not have a saw cut, a drill hole, or any other kind of deformation that you usually find on this particular record. This is a copy to replace the one that I bought at a record show a couple of years ago, which was $1. But it's sealed, and as you can see, it's got a big saw cut on the bottom. So, pretty good album. I really love the artwork on it. So, even if you don't like this particular album, it's worth having just for the fantastic artwork. Also at that same stall, I found my first John Entwistle solo record. This is Rigor Mortis Sets In. And this is kind of an odd little gatefold, the way it's laid out. So it's the entire record if you can see it. And then on the inside it has a coffin. I really do like his solo stuff, but I didn't have any on vinyl. This has got a 99 cents written in Sharpie on it, but I paid about $6 for it. So it's in really good condition. And then finally at that same stall, another copy of Kate Bush's The Kick Inside. I already have the copy of this with the Japanese air contraption on the cover. This is one of the many different album covers of this one. I think I once had a CD that had the same image on it, but it's really nice. It's still in the shrink. This is an EMI America pressing in really good shape. Okay, moving on to the next place. We like to shop at a record that used to be called Edward McKay in Winston-Salem. It's a big bookstore. They have a lot of vinyl there. They have a huge selection of CDs, and they have DVDs, Blu-rays, video games, just all kinds of unique items. It's really a cool place to shop. You can easily kill a couple of hours in there. The first couple of years we started going there, I was finding some really crazy things on vinyl, oftentimes extremely cheap, especially in their 99-cent bin. Last couple of years, I haven't really been getting so much stuff on CD, but I've been buying more vinyl there. And so I did find a couple of purchases this time, but I did find an interesting CD there too. This was priced at $2.95. I'm not sure why. It's the deluxe edition of U2's The Unforgettable Fire, my favorite album by them. And the deluxe package, I think when this was new, it retailed for around $50. So it's got a nice little booklet there. It's got 3 discs, one which is a DVD that has all kinds of videos. It has some nice little art prints. And this was pretty special to me because not only is it my favorite U2 album, but my family went to Ireland last year and we visited Moydrum Castle, which is the castle depicted on the cover of this album. And so we got our own pictures posing in front of the castle. I'll have to say more of that for maybe another video because I don't have time to go into it. But anyway, I think they might have mispriced this at $2.95, but I snapped it up. It's in perfect condition. I've already listened to the first disc and it's great. So also at Edward McKay, which is now called McKay's, I found a super nice copy of Kansas' second album, their sophomore album, Song for America, on Kirshner. In the dollar bin, Tears for Fears Shout US and UK remixes. I had this in high school and eventually traded it, but I'm doing DJ sets now, so it's kind of something I wanted to pick up just to have, in case I wanted to play that during a set. Found this, which I was really surprised to find. It's a new wave of British heavy metal band from the 80s, Demon. They put out about, I think, 4 or 5 records. This is the first thing I've ever had by them on vinyl, but I do have a couple of albums by them on CD. Pretty dark, foreboding music. It's quite good if you like that genre of music. And this was only $8. It's on the Carrere label. Really good condition. I was kind of surprised to find that there. Another surprising find, an album by the German band, the Notwist, or the Notwist. I'm not sure how to pronounce their name. They put out an album a couple of years ago called Golden Circles that's just excellent. I've got a couple of other things by them. This one I think is from a few years ago. It's called Close to the Glass. Has some really, really cool art. Nothing special about the discs, just regular plain old black vinyl. Although side 4 is an etching. And I really like the way this was packaged. It's $10, so I'm looking forward to playing that, seeing what it sounds like. And then finally, also at Edward McKay, found the album Four Butterflies, a quadraphonic pressing by Morton Subotnik, with the shrink wrap still on it. And surprisingly, this was a quarter. It's got a pretty funny little inner sleeve too, with the sound of things to come has come, and then you have all of these Harman Kardon multi-channel receiver, Kenwood receiver. I haven't actually seen a sleeve like this before. I guess they must have put these in quadraphonic pressings pretty often to show you some of the systems that were available. But anyway, wow, Electrophonic 4D 660D compact system is pretty interesting in the corner. I don't know if you can see that, but that was quite a deal for a quarter. I was very happy to pick that one up. Okay, also in Winston-Salem, after I went to McKay's, I decided to check out one of the local record stores called Underdog Records. It was very challenging to find parking downtown there, as everything is metered, and I did not have any change. They didn't have any way of paying online. So I ended up driving around until I found a side street that wasn't too far from the shop, and just parked there. But anyway, Underdog Records, Winston-Salem, really, really nice owner there. He'll help you find whatever you're looking for. I was just kind of browsing, so I picked up a couple of things. This is out of their used vinyl bin, an album by Golden Triangle, a band I've never heard of, but this is on the Mexican Summer label. Really, really solid jacket. This might be the most heavily constructed jacket I've ever run across. And a very cool looking disc too. It's kind of a gold flecked spatter clear vinyl. There's the inner label. So, not sure what this sounds like. They do cover a Red Cross song on it, so I figure it's probably indie pop sort of stuff. It looked like a lot of fun. Only $5. Kind of hard to get that disc back in. I'll do that later. Okay, also in their used vinyl bin, a Leona Boyd record. I think I might have seen this before. It's called Persona. And it has her playing with Eric Clapton and Dave Gilmour and a few other people. Looked pretty interesting. Most of the Leona Boyd albums I have are classical guitar. She is an incredible guitarist. She's as good as Charo, maybe better. Really enjoy her music. So this was only $2. I couldn't pass that up. And another album there. I'm not sure what this is about, but it's a band called Tuna Bunny out of Athens, Georgia. Genius Fatigue. and it is on very attractive pink vinyl. It's kind of pink swirl vinyl, actually. So, decided to try that out for 10 bucks. I have no idea if it's good or stinko, as Mike Donaldson likes to say. All right. Fix my records here. Okay, and then the last purchase I made at that Underdog Records was this Jazzmatazz by Guru, which I've never seen before, but this came out in 1993 on CD, and I'm not sure if there were any vinyl pressings of it back then, so this is a recent vinyl pressing from 2017, and it features a lot of my favorite jazz artists, Roy Ayers, Donald Byrd, Lonnie Liston Smith, and it has MC Solar on it, so I thought this looked really interesting, and the proprietor of the store told me that he swears by it. It's a really good album, so I haven't broken this one open yet to check it out, but I'm looking forward to playing it. Okay, and then the last kind of place that I went to was actually a local garage sale that I went to actually it was last Saturday. I got to this gentleman's house and he had some records advertised, but when I got there, nothing was out. And he was asleep, so I had to take my daughter to the SAT, and I went back later. I didn't really think I was going to find anything, but he was awake then. He brought some records out for me to look through. First of all, he threw this in for free. This is a really cool little Brian Eno Music for Airports. It's one of these little collector's edition releases. So he had this out in front of his house, and I just snapped that up because I like this type of stuff. Then in the boxes of vinyl that he had, Leonard Skinner, Give Me Back My Bullets. Nice copy of that. I actually did some touch-up work on this jacket because it was a little bit rough. It looks a lot better now. Another one, this is a textured early copy of Fleetwood Mac Bare Trees, an album that I like quite a bit. It's got a couple little stains and some discoloration around it, but that's pretty normal for this album unless it's been stored in a plastic sleeve all its life, which this one hasn't. So I didn't have this on vinyl. I have it on CD. I like that album. This is in the shrink still, Judas Priest, Point of Entry. Really cool record. It's got Heading Out to the Highway on it. Looks like it was in very nice shape. Okay, and then that's all of the kind of regular albums I bought. Then also I saw in his box, he had this, which just astonished me. The First Brutality album. It's a German pressing on Nuclear Blast. Gorgeous yellow vinyl. Looks like it had never been played. So he did a quick price check on it. Saw that it was trending at $80. He told me he'd sell it to me for half. So I came back later in the week and picked that up after I had 40 bucks, and I've already cleaned it and played it. It's really amazingly good. So this is probably the only early 90s death metal album I have on vinyl at the present time, and it is so good. Okay, these are just some kind of odds and ends things. My wife was at Disney recently and picked me up this really cool Pirates of the Caribbean picture disc, which has, I guess, the music that you hear when you're on the ride. Really enjoy that music. That was a very thoughtful gift. Thank you, Chris. And this was pretty interesting. I did not know that my friend Kenny Howes had put out an album a couple of years ago. I actually have a 7-inch single by him. But this is a full LP that he recorded, which I don't think has been released on CD. And it's very, very nice packaging, by the way. This is available on his Bandcamp site for about 18 bucks on beautiful red vinyl. It's limited to 500 copies. And I have not played this yet, but it's clean and ready to go. I'm sure it's going to be incredibly good because I've got everything else by Kenny, and all of his stuff is just aces. So shout out to Kenny Howes. I'll put that up later. And then last but not least, I ordered this from Discogs recently. This is Pianos Become the Teeth, and the album is called Wait for Love. It's a really beautiful gatefold. Very nice pressing. I'm not sure where this was pressed, but this is the Urban Outfitters edition, which is on gold vinyl. I got it for a really good price on Discogs. Brand new, sealed. Played this at work, and I've played it in my car a couple of times, and I really, really like this album. Sort of reminds me a little bit of American football, bands like that. I saw these guys in concert at the Social in Orlando this past summer, and I didn't really know what to make of the music at first, but when I heard this album, it really sank in. So I highly recommend it. Wait for Love by Pianos Become the Teeth. And that's going to do it for now. I'll put a wrap on it, and I will be checking back in as soon as I have some more interesting vinyl to show everybody.